I've never done this before, and I'm bad.
Yeah. Have you tried the barbecue? It's pretty good.
No, which smothered food is my love language.
Just want to play devil's advocate, though.
80s hair metal, and it says, "Do you really want to taste it?" That's what it. Do you want to taste it? So I'm Joe Pearce with Slaps Barbecue, born, bred, and barbecue fed right here in Kansas City, and I've been cooking as long as I can remember playing with fire.
I'm Brooke Lewis. We're a brother and sister team at the Shed BBQ Blues Joint in South Mississippi on Highway 57, Barbecue Heaven, and we've been open about 25 years.
And I'm Brad, the brother-sister. I'm the brother of the brother-sister team at the Shed.
Jean-Paul Bourgeois, the host of Duck Camp Dinners. Professionally a chef, but now I live in Florida, but I'm originally from Louisiana.
I'm Melissa Cookston. I am the head dishwasher at Memphis BBQ Company in Horn Lake, Mississippi. My husband took me to a barbecue competition when we were first dating, and I had always been in love with barbecue, but didn't know much about competing. So, you know, I don't like golf, and I can't play basketball anymore, and so it seemed like something I should try. So I got in there, jumped in, and have loved it ever since. I've been in barbecue about 30 years now.
Yeah.
What they're saying is I'm really old, and they call me not the OG, but you know, just old. Old grandma.
Just
That's not
old.
true. Yeah.
We're right behind you. We've been in 25 years. Yeah, and you were not old. And yes, you are an OG.
Oh, I've been in the restaurant business 44 years.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Remember, OG stands for original, not old.
Original
That's right.
gangster.
When they're talking to me, when they're talking about me, it's just old part. That's okay. That's okay. You'll get there one day, hopefully.
If you're lucky, right?
Hopefully.
I think for me, I realized barbecue was more than just a hobby when we did barbecue Pitmasters for the first time, and the camera turned on me, and I turned into the most cocky SOB you've ever seen in your entire life. And I'm not really like that in real life, but I was like, oh man, I could probably see me doing this full time for something. And then I've always loved cooking, and I remember when I was 8 years old, I got to cook my family's dinner on my birthday, and I burned the crap out of some chicken wings and some legs and some thighs, and I loved cooking ever since then. So when I was a kid, you know, burning some chicken on a horribly cheap grill that my dad probably got from a dollar store was the moment I knew I wanted to cook at some point in my life. But yeah, I think barbecue Pitmasters was the catalyst that says, hey, maybe I could do this for a long time. Or a little thing. So far, it's been mediocre time.
And I did watch that episode, and you're right, you were a little cocky.
Came out of nowhere.
I was just saying, like, I've never done this before, and I'm bad. That was Joe.
Man, I got into live fire, cooking, and barbecue. Well, I was thrown into barbecue when I took over the position at Blue Smoke in New York City. But I really hadn't grown up in barbecue at all, but I did grow up around just a family and a food culture of South Louisiana that just honored and loved food to like the deepest roots of it, from the dinner table to sharing it with people. So I just kind of grew up in that setting. And when it became time for me to get to go to culinary school, I knew, the only thing I knew I was kind of good at was cooking, because I'd been doing that with my family since I was a little boy. And once I went to culinary school, I kind of did a whole bunch of things. But as I've gotten into my 40s, or that's probably really started in my 30s, I've kind of reverted back to outside of the kitchen and doing more primitive stuff around live fire, around, you know, not just barbecue in the smoker, but just kind of cooking with the raw capabilities of the flame. No. There was.
Let me tell you what the best mentor of live fire is. It's called failure.
There was, and that's a great point. There was a lot of failure for me because, I mean, I guess working. So I had graduated culinary school. I moved to Napa Valley. I lived in San Francisco. Then I moved to New York, and I was working at this great restaurant group. And yes, we cooked with fire, but we didn't cook with a live fire very often until I got to Blue Smoke. And so, like I said, thrown into that business, I really had to learn on the fly. And what I depended on is people like these people to the left and right of me, just to, whether I was asking questions on the phone or being a part of a team and just being a part of the circle, just trying to learn as much as I can from there, and a lot of failure. So it really, I guess, if you can say it, the mentors were the family that I got thrown into without even knowing it. And I didn't know anything about barbecue, and a lot of times I still cook, and I'm like, I don't know anything about barbecue.
But you're one of the best around.
But I depended on really like watching these folks from afar, even without ever meeting them, to learn from them, because I just didn't grow up in that culture. Like South Louisiana, you know, we have those meat markets, we have crawfish boils, we have this incredible food culture, but we don't have a barbecue culture. You know, it's a different thing. And
See, you're young enough that you had the internet to look at to cook barbecue. We didn't even know what the internet was when I started cooking barbecue. There was no, you know, hey, go look at this YouTube video. So, I mean, IBM probably had the internet in some big, you know, giant building or whatever. But it was complete failure for us.
yeah, the resources around cooking is certainly exponentially grown. I still go to AmazingRibs.com when I have a question. I'm like, AmazingRibs.com, putting it into the calculator and making sure my brine's right or whatever's right. So
I may or may not have been kicked off a few barbecue blogs for being a little rude on some of those.
so you're saying you're not cocky?
Brooke, we're gonna have to unblock him.
No, that's right.
The quick story was we took an ABS cube smoker and we drilled holes in the top of it, put these big ball valves, and we attached a wood burning cast iron fireplace to the side of it. So we made this offset smoker, and it made some people mad, and we more or less told them, well, you know, that's your opinion, man.
Yeah. Have you tried the barbecue?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
No, we've it's been fun. I think when you talk about live fire cooking, you know, all we did growing up was setting things on fire. I mean, we were boys, right? Like, and so it was a natural progression for me from grilling and trying to cook at a campsite with my dad and my brother to maybe I should try to do this and cook some barbecue as I get older. And so it's a fun progression to see what cooking over open flames has gotten probably all of us at some point in our life.
I love that you talk about making, you know, a cooker, a smoker. It was an offset. So Brad and I opened the Shed, you know, I said 25 years ago on a shoestring budget without the shoestring.
Right.
I mean, no shoestring. Borrowed our grandmother's credit card that had a $3,000 limit completely against our parents, which we did pay her back.
Yeah, but we didn't even tell our parents.
Yeah. But the first smoker we had at the Shed, it was 330 square feet when we opened it, and literally we built it out of just dumpster diving stuff Brad had found, old floor out of a church, you know, whatever we could find. And so our first cooker was an old Alto Sham warmer that Brad and my dad converted into a smoker because we couldn't afford one.
Yeah.
And then onto the J&R smoker through the Bow, through Mike Mills, you know, 23 years ago. And of course we've moved into a lot of other smokers since then, and we love our old hickories, but yeah, the first one, it's interesting, with a 4-foot kitchen. It's like 4 feet by maybe 8 feet.
I remember I could when I laid the tile in the back kitchen, I was on my hands and knees and I could reach the other side of the kitchen laying the tile in there. And but we just got kind of thrown into it, you know. But thank goodness we did. The friends and the people that we've met along the way have shaped our lives in a way that, you know, is unforgettable. Not just for us, but people that have come to the Shed or Slaps or Memphis BBQ Company and actually enjoyed it to the point of it feels like family.
Yeah.
So that's one of the many things that I love about just barbecue in general is it's family oriented. You know, and when you're selling the best product, Prairie Fresh pork, it really helps out for people to smile.
I mean, I got the best advice I ever got from Melissa. I don't know if you remember this or not. When we were filming Pitmasters, we stopped at your restaurant in South Haven on the way down there, and I saw you walking around, and I was determined. I was like, I'm gonna talk about so you. I was like, I gotta ask her. I gotta ask her a couple questions, you know. And I mean, I was chasing you around that restaurant for a solid 10 or 15 minutes, and then I lost you. And so, and I'm looking all around. I come back, and you were already standing at the table talking to my brother.
That's right.
And finally we sat down, and I said, I told you the story. We're going down to cook barbecue Pitmasters, and you said, if you do anything, just don't cook anything too spicy because Myron hates spice. And we did. And I remember the first episode we cooked some chicken, and there's two guys who made some really spicy chicken, and I was like, that's a bad idea. And sure enough, we ended up winning that episode. So I gotta thank you, Melissa, for that advice and set us on our path to being where we are today.
You might not like what I have to say, but I'll always be honest.
True that.